All right. Looks like we are good to go. Happy 4th of July, everybody, whenever you may be joining me. Let's go ahead, choosing socks off. Turn on your favorite music. It's just easier for me on YouTube to avoid any of those copyright things, laws, infringements. So find your own music, turn it on, play your Alexa, all of those good things, whichever you want to hear today for your 4th of July. And let's come on down to our mats. Let's go ahead and start in child's pose, knees nice and wide, big toes touching the back. Just taking a moment here in our seated position, letting the shoulders come down and back, letting the chin maybe just relax down a bit long on the back side, coming into our breath, in through the nose, and maybe just some big exhales out through the mouth in a nice upward position where we can get plenty of breath in and out. You'll notice that we switched rooms as well if you join me on a regular basis. If you see a few cats run by, I do apologize. Taking that exhale and feeling the breath as we settle into the back side, letting the shoulders come down and back, relaxing away from the ears, a little lift with the inhale and just an exhale to bring everything grounded back to center. A few more rounds of breath there, in through the nose. And now out through the nose, sealing the lips, starting to create that little bit of inner warmth. And then taking that inhale and walking the hands forward, and exhale, letting the head come down to the mat. Full child's pose. Take that next inhale, bring the knees under the hips, and let's stretch into the chest. Just slide the hands forward and bring the head down. Could be down on a block, maybe the head doesn't make it. Hips stay high, reaching forward into the chest. And then taking a big inhale, walking the hands back to meet you, tucking the toes under, so toes are gonna come under, and we're gonna stretch into the top of the toes. Now, you have as much control as you would like in how much weight goes back. You could either just put the toes down and put some, you could start to sit back, you could sit all the way back. You're gonna be on there anyways, it's fine. Taking that inhale, walking the hands forward, continuing with those tuck toes and pushing back into our down dog. First down dog of the day. Bend the knees as much as you need, stretch into that back body, push through the heels, pull the belly in, wide fingers, walking it out. And then finding some stillness in that down dog, pulling the belly in, flat back, push the mat away. Taking that inhale and the gaze to the top of the mat, and just a nice little walk forward to begin. Forward fold. Again, bend the knees as much as needed. Let those hips stay high. Take the chest to the thighs if you can. Let the crown of the head hang. Elongate around the back of the neck. Maybe you have some blocks down here if the hands don't quite touch the ground. Take that big inhale and slowly roll up through the spine. So intentionally pushing down through the feet, right? Engaging the core and rolling, finding the space, letting the shoulders cave over, letting the neck stay long, head last to rise, fingers last to come up, rolling to the top, and a big inhale and an overhead stretch, reaching the hands up. Woo, finding that big elongation through the midsection. And exhale, shoulders away from the ears. Hands stay high, full standing Tadasana. Mountain pose. Grounded down through the earth, through the feet. Rising up through the clouds in that top half, right? Strong, tall. And we're gonna release the hands to heart center. And we're gonna just bring a little bit of activity. So feet just hip distance if they weren't already. We're gonna inhale the hands high. We're going to exhale, bend the knees and just let the arms swoop down. And inhale, lift. And exhale, swoop the arms. Feeling that little light weightlessness in the top. Maybe the eyes follow the hands. Maybe there's a little baby back bend in there. We swoop and we lift. Inhale to the top and exhale down, letting that breath guide you. Inhale, lift and exhale. One more on the lift, pause there. Little baby back bend or reach, or maybe it's just to the ceiling. And exhale, release the hands to heart center. Heel toe the feet out just a little bit more. So you're probably still within your mat's width, or maybe close to it. But we want to give ourselves enough room to sort of squat and bring the chest down in between. You'll see here in a moment. So big inhale, lift the hands. And exhale, we're going to take those down heart center, squatting first, rolling through the back, finding the lift through the spine, and up. Exhale, leading with the chest, crown of the head comes down. Inhale all the way up. Again, exhale down, bending into the legs, rounding into the spine, and lifting. A few more there. Bend, chest comes down, lift through the legs, and inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale at the top, hold there. Lift again, maybe a little opening across the front of the body, maybe a little back bend, pulling the core in to protect, and the hands come down. And as we sync with the hands, let's sync with the legs. You might need to step the feet out a little bit more for your Malasana. And remember, this is our first one. We haven't stretched into the hips much, so maybe it's going to stop right here for now, okay? Maybe once we warm up, it's a little lower, but we want to keep those feet nice and flat, or sitting all the way down. Lots of contact between the back of the leg and the thigh. Bringing the hands to heart center. Can you use those elbows to a little contact in the knees? Coming back to our breath. And we're going to take a big inhale, and as we inhale, we're going to lift the hips and adjust the feet. So big inhale, lift, and forward fold, mid-leg forward fold, right? Holding there for a breath. Exhale. Inhale, notice if you're dumping back into the heels, right? Lots of support in that top half. Find your blocks if you need them. And exhale, toes are going to turn out a bit for our Malasana, or heels in, whichever makes most sense for you. And sitting long in the neck, long in the back side. And again, inhale up, adjust the feet, lift that tailbone, crown of the head hangs. And exhale down. Inhale, lift. Crown of the head hangs. And exhale down. Sinking in. One more time, inhale, lift, stretch. And exhale, sink. Just the feet, bring them in. And take that inhale, lift the hips, enjoy that forward fold for a moment, and let's add a little twist to one side. So center the weight, notice if you're dumping back or forward, knees bent as much as you need. Little inhale, halfway lift, so nice flat back. We're gonna plant that right hand close to under the shoulder and open to the left hand side. Now, key here is that we don't dump into the one hip, right? We wanna keep the flat back, the sacrum nice and flat. So if we start to dump into the one leg, we just back off the twist, right? Maybe it's not that much of a twist today. We are just moving slowly here on Monday, right? Exhale, release that hand. Plant that one somewhat under the shoulder and a little lift to the other side. Core engaged, belly engaged, protect that low back and keep those hips square. And exhale that hand down, keep that halfway lift and simply step that back to plank for our Chaturanga Dandasana, so high to low plank. Knees could be down, exhale down, inhale up, oh, and a little lift. Now this is our first up dog, could be a cobra. Hold here for a breath, knees could be down for support. Squeeze if they're not, and exhale, down dog. Let's roll through that again. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Exhale down. Few more. Push back on that exhale. Inhale all the way through. Letting the chest come between the hands. Exhale down. Inhale up. Straight arms. Not locked out. Everything squeezed. One more time. Take it back. Get that breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Holding there, taking that big deep breath. Lift that right leg high, keep it nice and straight. Hip stays facing the ground. Feel the difference in our three-legged dog here. So leg might not be as high, but that pelvis is facing the ground. And then we bend the knee and then open it to the side. Try and keep the chest square. And inhale, take that foot forward, plant it, and rise to warrior two. Side one. So front toe facing the front of the mat, back toe facing the side of the mat, bringing the hands to our nice strong warrior. Tucking that tailbone under, core pulled on. Notice if you're leaned forward, right? Square those shoulders over the hips if you can. Big inhale, lift the hands. Nice big stretch here. And exhale, release all the way behind. Maybe for the chest stretch. Maybe we grab for opposite elbows or opposite hands. And big inhale, lift again. Taking a little bit of the thought off of our legs, right? And exhale, release, shoulder rotation. Maybe reach behind. Maybe it's hands clasped and straight. And inhale, lift again. And exhale, this time extend forward, floating that front arm either on the knee, could be straight. You could make your way down to the ankle or all the way to the ground. Your choice. It's where your hips will guide you as well. Dig in and breathe. Don't change anything in that bottom half. Inhale and rotate through that top half, sun warrior, opening up the front of the body. And inhale, straighten that front leg, reverse triangle, right? A little break and a little reach from fingertip all the way to that front toe. Big opening. And exhale, bend that front knee again, find some depth. Inhale the hands, strong warrior two, long. Coming back to that breath, pulling everything in. Yeah, straighten that front leg, triangle pose. So kicking the hip behind you, reaching the hand in front of you. Everything stays open to that side, and then you can bring the hand down. Might land on the shin, might land on the ground. Maybe in order to keep this hip peeled open, it's just here at the thigh, right? Or maybe some blocks. Big deep breath. You could look up or down, whatever is easiest for the neck. Continuing to push that hip behind you, whatever direction that is for you, and reaching the crown of the head away from that hip. Continuing to open that side body along with that big stretch up the front leg, right? Big deep breaths here. And then we're going to twist our triangle. So we're going to release that top arm and we are going to open the other direction. May not be much of an opening, right? All kinds of things happening here. Front foot's one direction, back foot's another direction, chest is facing the opposite direction. And exhale, release that back hand, adjust the front foot, and come into a wide-legged forward fold. Little halfway lift there, and we're gonna add the same twist we had done before. So planting the right hand under and a little lift to the side. Again, notice if you dumped into one side of the hips, keep that nice and flat and reach, twist, long from the head to the tailbone. So try not to collapse in. We wanna stay long for the twist, keeping it nice and safe and into the one side. Exhale, release that hand, and inhale, open the other direction. And exhale, release, and again, crown of the head hangs. Maybe this time you grab for the toes or reach behind to add a little extra pull or a little extra weight to that forward fold. Take that inhale, halfway lift, and let's sit into one knee. So we're gonna sit into one foot. So we're gonna sit into that foot. Toe may come up, knee may point towards the sky. Big stretch up that leg. If we can keep this foot flat, which sometimes I can do and sometimes I can't, great. It helps if you take it outside the hip a little more so the hip can sit to the inside, and a big stretch into this leg. So inhale up, make your adjustments, lift the foot, all the support you need, hands can stay down, and exhale, sitting into the hips. And inhale, lift, and exhale, sit. Now again, you want to come up on the toes, stretching the toes. Maybe it feels better for you to turn the chest all the way around. Inhale, lift, exhale, twist. Maybe one time you do it one way, one day you do it the other, right? And again, inhale back to the top and that wide leg, forward fold, find it again. And inhale, halfway lift from there. Give ourselves a chance to bring the head up, flat back. Inhale all the way to the top, reaching from side to side, adjust the feet, toes point out, fingers point out, star pose. Or today we can make it like, what, fireworks pose? We can give it a firework on 4th of July? Yes, love it. Reach from side to side, big stretch, cross body, and then exhale, sinking into those legs, wide squat. So a little bit of leg work into our goddess pose. You might have to bring the feet in, depends on how wide your wide-legged forward fold was. Open up those legs, reach the ceiling, high V, sinking in. Notice if you have that big sway in the back, pull the belly in, belly button to the back side, right, into the spine, tailbone tucks under a bit, rolling that weight into the outer edges of the foot, pulling up through the arch, and sinking. Now notice if you're all here, right? Shoulders down and back. Breathe into those legs. Settle in. As it starts to become work, pay attention to the breath, right? Continuing those long inhales and exhales so our form can stay on. Guiding that heat into other areas, redirecting our thoughts. Few more rounds of breath here. Sinking, find a little lower. And inhale, rise, big stretch, opening up. Woo! Back into our fireworks or our star, and let's open into warrior two on the other side. So this time left foot in front, maybe you're facing in your mat, however you're doing it, but left foot in front, toes face front of the mat, back foot, toes are to the side, coming into our warrior two, hands even with the shoulders. Settling into the legs first, and let's inhale, hands high. Maybe palms touch, and exhale, let the arms come behind the back. Maybe it's a clasp, maybe it's an opposite elbow, maybe it's a reverse namaste. Big inhale, release, up, and exhale. Again, rotating through and opening the chest. Last time here, inhale up, and this time we extend our warrior on our exhale, reaching forward, peeling open that back hip, so notice if it came around to the ground. Warrior two, so we are open to the side. Straight, ankle, ground, as long as that hip comes with you. Reaching forward, you could look up or down. Stacking that front leg, knee in line with ankle, so you're nice and strong and grounded. And inhale, change nothing on that bottom half, but reverse that warrior, sun warrior. Reaching to the back. Still driving forward, pushing through that front foot and back foot. And inhale, reverse warrior, little reprieve, right? Whew. Or reverse triangle, excuse me. Top of the toe to the fingertips, long. And exhale, warrior two, bending into that front knee again, bringing the hands around, sinking. And then triangle, straightening that front leg, pushing the hip that way, reaching the hands the opposite, and letting them come down where they may land. Coming back to that breath. If it was sped up because of our work, bring it back down. And let's twist our triangle, so bring that top arm down and just a little reach to the opposite side. And then again, releasing that hand, bend that front knee, make the adjustments. Everything comes back to the front and forward fold, wide leg again. Again, this time round two, maybe we grab for the toes, bring the head down, a little extra weight, maybe we just reach behind. Again, a little halfway lift and then into each side. So a little stretch into that back body, sitting down. Inhale up, exhale, switch. Lots of support or little support. Your practice, your choice. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, and one more on this side, exhale down. And then inhale right back to center, tailbone high, crown of the head hangs. Little halfway lift, long flat back. Bend the knees, step to the top of the mat, and feet touch or either under the hips for intense pose, chair pose, sitting down and back, pulling the belly in. We did some wide leg work. Let's do some narrow leg work. Pulling everything in. You are long from the top of the fingers to that tailbone, sinking into the legs, right? Zipping everything up in the front, flat back. Feet could either be touching or under the hips, nice and square. Breathe here. As we start to feel that fire, right, we come back to our breath. Sinking a few inches lower. Come on, take that tailbone to that chair. It's low. It's low. Pull the belly in. And exhale, forward fold. Whew. Nice work. Let's add a little twist to our chair game. So inhale, sit the butt low. Inhale, the hands high. Exhale, release the hands to heart center. And twist to the right. So it may just be a twist here. Maybe you were sinking low enough to catch the knees, outside the knee, inside the knee, all the way over. No matter where you are, take a look at those knees and make sure that you haven't splayed, right? One hasn't pulled way far in front of the other. They want to stay even. That means our hips are even, flat back, twisting to the right. Maybe you open the arms. Sinking into the legs, maybe engaging more of that twist. And inhale back to center and exhale, forward fold. Taking a little recoup time there, few moments of a breath, right? Maybe we step it out, get the ankles involved. Sitting back in chair, big inhale. We're going to twist the opposite direction. Exhale, release the hands. And twist on the exhale as well. Now again, maybe it's inside, maybe it's outside, maybe it's not catching at all. We stay lifted through the chest so that the ribs stay lifted off of the thighs if we can, right? Belly off of the thighs so that everything stays extended long for a nice safe twist. You can fly the arms if you'd like. And inhale back to center long, and exhale forward fold. Now maybe this time for the forward fold, since we've been here before, you can take the toes and give a little extra pull towards the ground. Inhale, release the toes if you have them, halfway lift. And exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. Step or hop it back. Exhale down. Inhale up. Whew, open that front body. And exhale down. Let's roll through that vinyasa a few more times. Inhale through. Exhale, lower. Knees could be down. Inhale up. You could keep the knees down. Squeeze the glutes to protect. And exhale, down dog. Pushing through that back side. A few more times. Inhale forward. Exhale down, hit that plank. Inhale up. And exhale, down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. A few more. Inhale through. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale, down dog. One more time. Inhale, push through. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, push up. And exhale, down dog. Holding there for a moment. Lifting the right leg high and swooping it to the outside of that right hand. So it's going to come to the outside, back leg is currently strong. Slight turn of the foot out. Big, long lunge here. Let's keep that back leg lifted for a moment and twist towards that knee. So maybe you place the hand on the knee, squeeze the back leg, push that back thigh towards the ceiling. So we get a lot of lift here. So we have plenty of room to twist here. Take that inhale back to center and exhale, release that knee and release that back toe coming into your runner's lunge. So if you can come down to the ground evenly on the elbows, or maybe if you can come all the way flat, fantastic. Keep this knee close into the side, don't let it splay out. Slight turn those toes out to 45 to protect. Long here, so know the difference between a standard lunge, right? Lots of weight down on the knee here, the front of the knee, usually a little higher. We want this to be scooch forward. Let those hips be heavy, and then you'll have to adjust this front foot so that the ankle and knee line up as we let that weight come forward, right? So if we're sitting up tall, it would look something like this. The weight on the back of the knee comes more to the top, or maybe like thigh area, right? You can do some adjustment there, bring that kneecap down so it's not so pulled, and then sinking in. You could come forward, or maybe if you like the weight pushing down from a high position, you could stay lifted. Feeling that exhale into the hips, right? Lifts you. And then it releases as we exhale and we draw that weight down and forward, nice and heavy. A few more rounds of breath there. And if you are in a lowered position, come on up, tuck that back toe, lift that back leg, and kick that foot out to plank pose. Knees come down, child's pose. Round over those legs, hinge into the hip. So we opened and now we close, right? And we're gonna open that up a bit more, just with a few dive throughs. So we're gonna dive through, inhale, lift, and exhale, child's pose. So it's just a little wave of motion through. You can put the elbows down for lots and the forearms down for lots of support if you would like. Tailbone stays high. We roll through as much as you can roll through, right? As much as your body allows that roll. And exhale down. Again, inhale through. Get that inhale to last you to that lift. And exhale down, yep. Knees even with the hips. One more here. Inhale all the way through. And exhale, child's pose. Tuck the toes, down dog. Exhale. Inhale, lift that leg. Take that foot to the outside of the left hand. Back leg stays high to begin, right? High back heel. So notice if the hips are high and the heel is low and you're still sort of in like a modified down dog plank thing. Push that hip foot out longer, heel stays high, open through the toes, stack this and twist to the side. Big twist. Still long from the top of that head to that heel, pushing that thigh to the ceiling. So if the thigh is not pushing to the ceiling, the knee is going to come towards the mat. Big, strong push in that back leg, straight up. And exhale, release everything to the mat. Back knee comes down, toe releases, hands come to the hands and shoulders to the inside of the thigh or inside the foot. Slight turn that toe out. Your runner's lunge on side 2, whatever that may mean. But we do want that forward push, right? So not a 90-90 lunge, although your runner's lunge may not look much different from 90-90, right? But we want that forward, downward weight push, really stretching into the front of the body here. Again, nice and heavy in the exhales, letting the hips be heavy. A few more rounds of breath there. And then you go ahead and tuck that back toe, kick that foot back out to plank, and bring the knees down and child's pose. We're going to run through that little swoop through a couple more times. So inhale, swoop through, inhale, lift, exhale, release. Big hinge, sitting the hips back. Inhale through, exhale, release. Finding that rounding in the back on the way through, right? So one direction. Oh, try and swim it up and then round, tuck the tailbone under, round through and exhale down, right? Intentional movement. Try and pigeon the chest, shine through the back of the heart. Arch the back, squeeze to protect, and then tuck the tailbone. Round through the shoulders and exhale down. One more. Big inhale. Lift and exhale. Belly pulls in, right? Pull that belly button into the spine. And release. Take a moment there. Let's inhale up for camel's pose. So putting the knees underneath the hips. Maybe you need to double or triple up your mat so that the front of the knees are protected. Knees under hips and hip distance, so not splayed. We're going to lift through the chest, core pulls on. We're going to find our back pockets of our pants. We have fancy yoga pants, maybe you have back pockets. And we are going to inhale, and you're going to start that lift from the legs, right? You want to really Feel that expansion across the front of the body because we don't want to arch into the low back, right? We want to lift and then shine through the back of the heart. Maybe the eyes and the head tilt back, maybe not, maybe they stay here. Chest stays lifted, elbows can point back, big chest stretch. You can always reach back for a block. If you want, you can bring the toes under and reach back for the heels, still lifting across the front of that chest, or you can have the toes, feet flat as they get started and really pulling through, lifting and stretching, core on, squeezing the glutes, protecting that low back and taking that big arch out for that lift for our camel pose. Few more rounds of breath there. And on that inhale, step it back out of it the way you came into it and sit the hips back onto the heels. Nice neutral back there. Sitting up tall. And then swing the feet in front of you for some stick pose, right? A little lift, readjust so the pelvis comes forward, feet out in front. You could have the knees bent, you could be sitting on a block. Inhale, lifting the hands high, and exhale, forward fold over those legs. Little halfway lift there, release the feet if you have one, and we're gonna add a little twist. So just taking the right or the left hand to the outside of the right leg or foot. So if it's the foot, maybe you grab the outside of the right foot. If it's the leg, maybe you just push the back of the hand into the thigh or the calf. We don't obviously want to push on the back or the side of the knee. And we're going to open that forward fold. So it's going to be a forward fold and a little twist to the side all at the same time. Reaching back behind. Inhale to center and exhale, switch sides. So maybe you just come across and open the other direction. Inhale back to center and exhale over those front legs again. Let the head relax, let the neck relax. Take that inhale, walk the hands back, bring that right foot with you, cross it over the left for a few twists. So sitting up nice and tall, you should be able to sit up without the help of the hands, nice and grounded on that back side. This leg can be as close or as far from you as you would like it. Inhale to lift and exhale, twist towards that knee, staying lifted on the back side. So we make our way down to our mats, right? Or make our way to our Savasana. A few twists in here to release that back. Inhale to center and release that foot. Exhale, switch sides, other leg up and over, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, lift, and exhale, twist. And take that big inhale back to center, release both feet in front of you, a little shake of the legs just to give that a little shake off, and then bringing the base of the feet together, you'll have to readjust that pelvis. A little tip forward, sitting nice and lifted. Exhale, relax that top half and reach forward over the legs. Now maybe it's a reach over the legs, maybe you grab the feet, maybe you grab the ankles, and instead of a reach, we push into the hips. So your choice there and what feels good for today for your bound angle. And then take that inhale, come on up, and let's come on down to our backs. I'm just gonna roll around this way for happy baby. So coming on down, grabbing the feet, either direction you like. Everybody loves happy baby, right? It's a nice little massage on the low back. You get to choose how much pressure you put into the feet, how open the knees become, right? Maybe you want to open up that abductors. Trying to keep that tailbone flat. Maybe you want to bring the feet together, right? Whatever feels good for today. Nice little roll. And then let the base of the feet come together in some reclined bound angle. So we were just here seated. Now feel the difference as we have that top half reclined. Knees are automatically heavier, right? Legs are heavier. Maybe you need a little support from the bottom. Try and take any of that arch or that big arch out of the back. Let that low back come down to the ground. Pull the belly in. The knees come up if they need. We come back to our breath. Maybe wiggle on the hips a bit. And you are more than welcome to stay here for your Savasana, or you can find any other comfortable position. One of them might be corpse pose, so maybe you just extend the legs and let the feet flop out. Maybe you prefer to spend your meditation in a seated position, so you can find a seated position as well, or side on, whatever feels good to spend the next few minutes just in our space on our mat for ourselves. So come back to the breath, take the first few breaths to get the wiggles out, move things around, settle into your mat, however that's going to be for you today. If it's lying, or regardless of where you are, ground down, back of the body if you're lying down, seated through the back side if you are in a seated position. Starting to relax the face. Letting the jaw open maybe a bit, a little gap between the back of the teeth. Letting the shoulders fall back and down in whatever position they may be in. Lengthening the neck, giving us plenty of room for our breath. take that next big inhale to bring a little bit of conscious movement back to the body, a little bit of conscious breath back to the body. Reawakening with small movements, maybe wiggling toes or fingers, or if you're seated, maybe releasing the hands, the neck. Taking your time, bringing those bigger movements to the body. Then maybe a stretching yawn. And then slowly, if you are in a lying position, come to one side and take a few breaths there before we bring the head up. So just a few easy breaths. And then take that big inhale and your top arm and help yourself to a seated position for today. One that's comfortable. Maybe it's on some blocks, maybe it's on some pillows. Oh, we have time for a little side stretch. I love it. Shoulders come down and back. Relaxing through the face. Big inhale, bring those hands up high. Opening and just letting the arms fall down through the center, and inhale, lift and circle, and maybe a little chest stretch on the opposite side of your circle, right? All the way up. Letting the other one fall in front this time. Feel the difference, right? We have a tendency to obviously do the same side in front, same side and back, because it's what's comfortable. Switch it up occasionally. Inhale up, reach, and this time just finding a nice side bend to one side. Little reach over. Inhale up and exhale other side. All the way up and over, lots of support with that bottom arm. And back to center, inhale. If you've got one leg on top or one leg in front, if they're not even for any reason, switch. And we will do that again. Inhale, lift the hands. And let the arms just cross in the back. All the way to the top. And either let them cross in the back, or maybe it's a chest stretch, reverse namaste. Inhale up, other arm. Ooh, that one's more difficult. Takes more thought that way. And exhale. Reach. And inhale up to the top this time. And that little side bend over. Chest stays lifted and towards the front. Inhale up and exhale other side. Inhale up and release both hands. Letting the shoulders relax down and back. Taking a breath there, letting the eyes close, letting the chin drop long against the back side, grounded down through the bottom half. Taking these last few moments here on our mat to just feel this space. Whether you're joining me now or whether you're joining me later, whether you're watching this on a recording or live, right? This is always your space on your mat for you. And we just need to always recognize that it's there for us and that we can always come back to it. And when we do have time on it and have carved out some time in our very busy schedules for it, we should just give ourselves a little thanks, right? Doing something good for us, for our well-being, for our mind-body, in a small space that exists on our mats, but that's always there for us. Bringing the hands to heart center if you'd like, or you can cross them over the heart. Thank you for allowing me to lead you in your practice, in your space, at whatever time you may be joining. Namaste. As always, taking your time getting moving, unraveling your feet, and I will see you next time. Questions, comments, concerns, of course, find me somehow, email me. Otherwise, I will see everybody whenever you can join next time.
Thanks.